Have you ever wondered why some men just can't seem to get certain women out of their heads, even when those women aren't the most beautiful ones in the room? The truth is, there's a secret that goes way beyond physical appearance. A silent force that works deep in a man's subconscious and turns even the most indifferent guy into someone who can't help but chase after you. Imagine someone saying, "I'm very confident in myself," but at the first sign of trouble, they fall apart. Now picture another person who doesn't even need to say a word. Yet the way she walks, talks, and looks makes it clear she knows her worth. That's congruence, when your words, actions, and energy are all aligned. And believe me, this alignment is far more attractive than any beauty standard. Men pick up on this unconsciously. A congruent woman doesn't need to prove anything. Her presence already speaks for her. It's like hearing a perfectly tuned song. You don't need to understand music theory, but you know when it sounds right. Congruence works the same way. Here's the big secret. Beauty may catch a quick glance, but congruence holds attention completely. Men can be dazzled by faces and bodies, but it's the harmony between who you are and what you project that makes them want to stay. It's like that friend everyone considers average looking, yet she's always surrounded by admirers. It's not luck, and it's not magic, it's congruence. She radiates confidence, truth, and value. And the beauty of congruence is that it doesn't expire. While physical appearance changes with time, this power only grows stronger. But of course, if congruence attracts, a lack of it pushes people away. And that takes us to the next point. Think about how many times you've heard someone say, "I'm not looking for anything serious right now." And then the very next day, they're posting hints of loneliness all over social media. That's classic incongruence, and it destroys credibility in an instant. Men quickly notice when there's a gap between what you say and what you actually do. If you say you won't tolerate certain behaviors, yet you keep allowing them, the message is clear. Your words don't carry as much weight as your actions. The result? A slow loss of respect and interest. Another common mistake is what I call the patience test. A woman says she's independent, but waits for the man to make every single decision. Or she claims she wants to be a priority, yet settles for being treated like an option. These mixed signals confuse the male brain, and confusion kills attraction. It's like a GPS telling you, go straight, but the map shows a sharp curve ahead. Would you trust that GPS? Of course not. And in love, it works the same way. Incongruence creates distrust. That's why identifying and eliminating these mistakes is crucial. But it's not just about avoiding missteps. It's about understanding what really makes a man value a woman. Men, whether they're aware of it or not, are drawn to high-value women. And no, I'm not talking about a bank account. I'm talking about posture, presence, and self-respect. A woman who knows who she is, what she deserves, and isn't afraid to set boundaries sparks something deep inside a man: respect. That kind of respect doesn't come from memorized lines or playing games. It's built through consistency. Think of a solid company. You trust it because it delivers quality every single time, not just occasionally. The same goes for high-value women. And here's the curious part. Most men can't even explain why they feel this way, but they do. The unconscious mind picks it up. It's like spotting a real diamond in a pile of cheap jewelry. You may not know much about gems, but you know when something is rare. High-value women don't beg for attention, they attract it. Not because they're chasing anyone, but because their energy is magnetic and men sense it. But how do you take this idea and make it practical? It all starts with the way you establish respect from the very beginning of a relationship. You've probably heard the saying, first impressions last. Well, in relationships, that couldn't be more true. From the very first interaction, you're teaching someone how to treat you. If you start by making unnecessary concessions, the man learns quickly that your boundaries can be tested again and again. Creating a standard of respect doesn't mean being cold or rigid. It means being clear about what you accept and what you don't. Think of it as an invisible contract. Without having to over-explain, you show that your words carry weight and your actions have consistency. For example, if he promises to call and doesn't, and you brush it off like it doesn't matter, the message is that your time and expectations aren't important. But if you acknowledge the failure and refuse to tolerate repeated behavior like that, you're setting a clear standard. This clarity builds something powerful: consistency. And consistency is the foundation of trust. The man begins to understand that you're not someone who bends to his whims, but someone who stands firmly in her essence. And when you hold that line, he doesn't just respect you, he values you. But here's the catch. Even the strongest women can sometimes slip and fall into the trap of incongruence without realizing it. Maybe you've said, "I want a serious relationship," but you keep accepting last-minute invitations, always late at night. Or maybe you've declared, "I deserve to be a priority," yet you're satisfied being called only when he has nothing better to do. These are clear signs of incongruence. Here's another example. You complain that he's not romantic, but you never clearly express what you expect. You want something, but you don't communicate it. That gap creates confusion, and men notice it immediately. Incongruence also shows up in the little contradictions. You say you won't tolerate lies, yet you tell little white lies just to avoid conflict. You say you're independent, but you're constantly checking if he's online. These signals may seem small, but to the male subconscious, they're huge. A man interprets a lack of alignment as a lack of authenticity. And authenticity is one of the strongest currencies in attraction. But here's the thing. This issue isn't limited to romance. When incongruence becomes a habit, it spills over into every other area of your life. Now imagine you dream of living a healthy lifestyle, but every day you choose fast food over cooking something nourishing. Or maybe you dream of financial stability, yet you never track your spending. That, too, is incongruence. The truth is, congruence isn't just a dating strategy, it's a way of life. It's about aligning your habits with your dreams, your words with your actions. When you do that, you build a kind of power that goes far beyond love. You build self-respect. Congruent people inspire others. They don't need to preach about discipline, focus, or determination. They live it. And everyone around them can feel it, even without words. That personal congruence strengthens your self-esteem. And solid self-esteem is irresistible, because it shows the world that you're the main character in your own story. And when you live congruently, it's not just you who notices, others pick up on it too, including men. You know when someone says, "I'm fine," but you just feel they're not? That's the subconscious at work. The human brain has invisible sensors that pick up signs of incongruence, even when there's no clear proof. Men, especially, can sense when a woman isn't being true to herself. They may not be able to explain it, but something deep inside flashes a warning. Something's off here. And once that alarm rings, trust starts to fade. This radar works both ways. Women also notice when a man claims to be loyal, yet his eyes are wandering, or when he promises stability but jumps from job to job. The words and the reality don't line up, and the subconscious doesn't let that slide. It's like smelling smoke. You don't need to see the flames to know there's fire. The subconscious processes those subtle signals and translates them into doubt and suspicion. And where there's suspicion, attraction doesn't last. That's why congruence isn't just important, it's a game changer. But beyond keeping people from pulling away, it creates something even more fascinating: magnetism. Authenticity is magnetic. When you live congruently, you naturally inspire trust. And trust is the foundation of every healthy relationship. High-value men aren't only drawn to looks or short-term fun. They crave emotional stability, consistency, and truth. And when they find that in a woman, admiration quickly transforms into a desire for commitment. It's like a light shining in the dark. Authentic people stand out without even trying. They don't need to shout who they are. The world can already see it. This magnetism doesn't stop at love. It attracts loyal friendships, professional opportunities, and life-changing experiences. People want to be close to someone who radiates truth, because truth feels safe. And maybe this is the greatest secret of all. When you live authentically, you don't have to chase after anything, because everything naturally starts chasing after you. Now let me ask you, how many times have you let incongruence quietly sabotage your relationships without even noticing? And what if the key to turning it all around isn't about changing who you are, but simply aligning what you say, what you think, and what you do? If this video struck a chord with you, drop a comment and tell me which part made you reflect the most. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it today. Because at the end of the day, truth is irresistible, and congruence is the secret that makes any man chase after you.